Hello everyone, welcome back to the class. Today let's learn about Bindusara. The first topic is Bindusara. So Chandragupta was succeeded by his son Bindusara. So who was Bindusara? Bindusara was the son of Chandragupta first. And under him the Mauryan Empire stretched across the whole of Indian subcontinent except for Kalinga and few kingdoms in the south. So, the time of the reign of Bindusara, the Mauryan Empire stretched across the whole of the Indian subcontinent except the Kalinga, the place that is a present day that is called as Odisha. So, and also a few kingdoms in the south. So, few kingdoms in the south also was not controlled by a Mauryan Empire. Rest of the whole places were under the control of a Mauryan Empire. The Mauryas had a friendly relation with the kingdoms of the south, even though in a few kingdoms in the south as well as the other places were not having under the control of Mauryan Empire, they were having a friendly relation with the other kingdoms in the south. And also, Bindusara was ruled for 25 years and extended Mauryan Empire to Mysore, and also he was succeeded by his son Ashoka. So, the Emperor Ashoka was the son of Bindusara. So let's move to the next, that is Ashoka. So Emperor Ashoka ascended the throne in 273 BCE. He was one of the greatest Indian rulers. So Ashoka succeeded his father's throne in 273 BCE, and Ashoka was known as one of the greatest Indian ruler. He extended the boundaries of the empire and governed it well. So, under the reign of Ashoka, also extended the boundaries of the kingdom which was ruled by his father, that is Bindusara. So he extended the boundaries of the kingdom and he also governed the kingdom, the empire well. The rock and pillar edicts spread over a large part of India provide a wealth of information about Ashoka's reign. So, the rock and pillar edicts of Ashoka, we already learned in previous class that edict is a statement issued by a king for his subject. So that is the meaning of edict. So edicts is a statement issued by a king for his subject. So Ashoka had issued many statement for the well-being of his subjects. He built lots of pillar edicts and rock edicts in a different part of his kingdom. So even today we can see those edicts. So next let's learn about Kalinga War 261 BCE. During Ashoka's reign, Kalinga was the only kingdom which was not under Mauryan control. So, the only place which was not under the control of Mauryan Empire during the time of Ashoka was Kalinga. So, he decided to have a war between the Kalinga. So, Kalinga was strategically important as it controlled the land and sea routes to South India and Southeast Asia. So, strategically, the place Kalinga was important because the land and sea routes to South India as well as the Southeast Asia was through the place called Kalinga. So that place is very much important. Then in 261 BCE, Ashoka attacked Kalinga and conquered it after a fierce battle. So, after a violent battle, Ashoka got the Kalinga and he conquered it in 261 BCE. So, the Kalinga War was a turning point in the life of Ashoka. So, we are learning about the importance of a Kalinga War in the life, the turning point of the life of Ashoka. What is that? The death, destruction, and suffering that he saw in the war touched him deeply. He vowed not to fight any more wars. After the Kalinga War, Ashoka embraced Buddhism and he devoted himself to the well being of his people. Now, after seeing the destruction and the death as well as the sufferings of the people, it touched the Emperor Ashoka. Then he decided not to fight any more wars. So he decided not to have any more war. And after the Kalinga War, Ashoka embraced Buddhism and he devoted himself to the well-being of his people. So after the Kalinga War, he decided or he started to follow the Buddhism. He embraced Buddhism and he devoted himself to the well-being for the good of his people. So these are the things we learned today. We learned about Bindusara, the son of Chandragupta first. After that we learned about Emperor Ashoka. Emperor Ashoka was the son of Bindusara, and after that we learned about Kalinga War and the importance of Kalinga War in the life of Ashoka. So I hope you understand this topic well. All of you please go through your textbook and learn more. This is for today. Bye bye.